Hey, good morning, Johnny.
Hey, good morning, John. How
How
you
are you
doing?
doing?
Good, good.
All right, so you know what I'm here for, right?
Yes, I'm
All
ready.
right.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Johnny?
Outstanding, doing
All
good.
right, that's awesome. So I'm here today to give you an interview about your new business.
My name is Pedro Herrera. I go by the nickname of Johnny. Basically, my background is shaped by probably 40 years of Marine Corps experience, a little bit of a State Department as a contractor, Department of Defense as a logistician, and we put everything together, so to speak, and created what we call Olive You tastings. And we specialize in bringing back Mother Nature to become a better, healthier, and better you overall.
So it is your first business here
Right.
in Titusville, or
Right.
have you done any business during the time that you're serving for our country?
No, no, this is the first time, but through years of experience consulting, listening, asking questions, I gather all the information together and we put it all together, and this is the end result.
Okay, so how long it take for you to get everything ready? And I know you're going to open next week, right?
Yep, next Friday we're going to have our normal opening. The 20th we'll have a grand reopening. We're very excited for that as well. A lot of the community is waiting for that day. I wanted to say something briefly. I am the son of Dominican immigrants from the Dominican Republic, so we bring all of that and kind of integrate it and bring different cultures together.
So what make you doing the business across culture here, Dominican Republic, and start to sell in olive oil and Italian stuff and European stuff?
I think a good question. I think it came back when I was about 17, 18 years old. I had a dream of giving back to the community, to society. Didn't know exactly what I wanted to do at the time. After the years, after serving 27 plus years in the Marine Corps, after learning from different folks, different cultures, I figured, how can we stay united in this country? And so why not bring something of a different culture here, but where people can start understanding and we can grow collectively at that point.
But from what I know is since I know you here in Titusville, you always participate to community. I don't think how long you've been living in Titusville, but everything that you do, you try to help everybody in town, even the homeless,
Right.
and people doing other business and things like that. So you're very motivated, and you're not shy to walk up to them. It doesn't matter homeless or a stranger.
Right.
And you walk up to them and offer a job, offer opportunity and stuff like that. So is that because of the marine culture, or is because of what you see in the around the world and you want to bring it here? And how long you live here anyway? So.
Very good. I was born here. I like to joke and say mom made me, or I was made in the Dominican Republic and I was born here. To answer your question, I think it's a buildup of stage. I had great loving parents, great Americans here as well, who worked hard. Dad worked for GM. Mom was a seamstress who worked hard. And what I kept constantly seeing is serving others, serving others. So that's where the seed was grown and was planted. I think from there, going into the Marine Corps, they taught me the same thing. Honor, country, and Corps. In this case, when you leave the Corps, regardless of what age, you come back and you give back to society. So I guess it starts when you're young. And then going to visit different countries, you learn about, wow, I never realized this or I never realized that. I think once you understand your role as a person, as a human being in this country, in this world, period, and your purpose, I think that if you put someone else first, that makes the difference.
You know,
That
see,
makes a difference.
put someone first is very important.
Right.
It's very important because it's not only help the person, it's also to help you and help the
course.
people around you.
Of course.
Because being a selfish, it doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
It's only you. Or I mean, another way to say it's always me. It doesn't help society. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help yourself too, because if something happened, nobody care if you just think about yourself only. And when something has happened, nobody care about you because you just only for yourself. So.
And interesting that you put it that way, because as we built this business, I didn't do it by myself. So someone else was thinking about putting me first also. So again, we have to take time, like I like to say, take time to wake up one morning and just take a look at yourself. find out what is your role, what is your purpose in life, so to speak. And I think that we all will find our true purpose through others.
Okay.
And when that happens, you'll get motivated.
See, I want to talk more specific about that topic in another interview with you.
Sure,
but
sure.
this interview, I want to see how successful and how long. I mean, how long it take for you to build a restaurant.
Right.
I mean, not sorry, restaurant, the store here.
Right.
The olive oil store here, and I know you have more products than just olive.
Right.
But how long it take for you to do that?
I think it's a challenging question only because it didn't take me a year. The idea was probably became fruitful when I was 17, 18. I just didn't know what. I knew something. Call it the call of action from the heavens. God planted that seed in me. I just didn't know exactly what it was. But somewhere each and every day that went by, I started journaling and putting down all my thoughts together. Mm-hmm. So when the moment came that I said, you know what, I know what I'm going to do, at that point, that's when I grabbed my journal mm-hmm. and collected all the information. From there, all the questions that I had for the business came from there. Mm-hmm. And I'm a firm believer in God, so I looked at scripture. Mm-hmm. I looked at what I was taught in the Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. I integrated both. Mm-hmm. And then through my past experiences, we created Olive View Tastings. But 2 years of hardcore planning mm-hmm. makes a big difference. Collecting everything. There was times that I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. And so I have to step back and ask questions. I asked you some few questions. I don't care what type of business you're in, I would ask questions. Collect that information. I was hungry for it. Yeah. And then put it together into a nice plan, organize it, yeah. and then start executing.
Okay. So when you start a business, I know it's research, looking for a vendor and look and taste the product. It take time and effort, and you have to really have to put your heart into it.
Absolutely.
To make it happen. And do you have any experience of a start business that you want to share to the people who interested to start any? I mean, if they want to start some business and they have no idea what they have to do.
Right.
And then can you share some information?
Sure. I would recommend that anyone who's interested in starting a business as a way of giving back to society, to the community where you live, do not worry about the profits or anything else like that. Worry about giving back, creating something that's unique and distinctive, and learn as you go around, whether you're driving, whether you're walking. Take time to look at Mother Nature, take time to look at another human being. Say good morning if you're not used to doing that. But start with asking the question, what is my role, what is my purpose? And then from there, start asking, what kind of talents or skills do I have that I can build upon so that the world can see exactly what you do as you give back. From there, start writing down your questions. Start writing down the thoughts that you have. You wake up in the middle of the night with an idea, write it down. So continue to feed what you're trying to focus on to serve others, not focus on your ego. That would be the best recommendation that I would recommend. But again, just take time. Look at different agencies. There's numerous agencies out here that offer free counseling. SCORE is one of them. I have been going late at night looking at SCORE. I've been educated. I went to school. A lot of times you take that information as basic. You have the philosophy of how to do X, Y, and Z. You have instructions. You have formulas. But when it comes down to actually operating a business, you have to sit down and say, okay, what does all this mean? What's more important? Some schools will give you basic information. Experience is going to give you real life.
Yeah. And then I'm agree with you about the don't think about the profit when you start a business.
No, not at all.
Because if you think, if you think too much on the profit, it's hard for you to make your business to grow.
Right.
Because you focus and you have so many things to focus on a business. You have to focus on your product. You have to focus on your customer. You have to focus on the marketing. You have to focus on so many stuff. And if you put profit in front of all that, when you just start building new business, it's really, really hard because first you knew nobody
right.
know you.
Exactly.
Second, you have to compete with other big corporation.
Right.
You know, there's so many places like Fresh Market and places like that.
Right.
And you don't want to do the same what you do. You have to be unique. So can
Sure.
you tell me a little bit unique of your product
Right.
that make people want to come here? And I know there's a lot of customer knock on your door and they want to buy
Right.
your product even before you open. So can you tell your
Yeah, absolutely. First, again, we wanted to emulate a little bit of what we've seen in different parts of the country, or different parts of the world, excuse me, and integrate that. When you integrate, for example, go into Spain, when you take a little bit of Asia, when you take a little bit of Harlem and you put it all together, you create something that perhaps nobody's ever seen before. Everyone's always focusing on building based on experience. To become unique, you have to basically believe in yourself. And that's not basically saying that I can't copy from X, Y, and Z. That experience that you just seen from wherever you went to is just a snapshot, an image of what you just seen that stayed with you. It's memories. So bringing everything together, that's how you create uniqueness. At the same time, you need to look at your competitors. I don't like the word competition, but it's a necessary evil, so to speak. Healthy competition is kind of what I focus on. So whatever is out there that people are interested in, perfect. We're living in a country, we're living at a time right now where sometimes we don't know what we're actually eating. So this is where I go back home and do a lot of research as far as what goes into the products, what's the process, how is the agricultural practices, what makes it a good extra virgin olive oil, what makes it a good balsamic vinegar. And so I focus on my customers and I kind of group them in different categories based on questions that I've heard. Again, taking down notes and feedback. If you don't get no feedback, you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to grow. I want my customers, I want the people, the community to grow as well. When they grow, then automatically they pull me with me.
Yeah. So exactly like your product, and last time you gave me a sample product of the olive oil is a Spanish
Spanish signature.
Spanish signature.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I bought a bread about this long.
Right.
And for before I watch some movie at of Netflix, so so I say, okay, let me get some oil from you and put some salt and basic salt and pepper.
Right.
And I grind it and I toss my baguette, and then I just try a half, because I don't want to have too much.
Right.
And after I finish a half, it's like, oh goodness, it's so good. It's so good that I have to go and finish the other half. So
Right.
I'm already full for dinner,
Right.
and I have to. I finish a whole long baguette, and then like what you say, the oil that you have, it's really unique.
Right.
It's different. I eat out a lot too, but what you bring in to our community is unique.
Right.
Is very special. That I hope everybody try and see how the product that you bring here in town, and the quality of it
Right.
is outstanding.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
and I also know that you have other product too that you carry that nobody in the U.S. or in Florida. I kind of heard, but I'm not
Right.
sure. Now I'm going to ask you.
Okay. You put me on the spot. So yes, we have been identified as a first retail store to carry the Master Chef series, Gordon Ramsay, extra virgin olive oil series. So we are going to be publishing the actual flyer for that soon, and we're very excited to be selected. Again, surprises, blessings. So we're looking at Black Friday to start announcing that and selling that. I wanted to also take this time, though, also, not that I forgot, but everything that you build requires unity of others. And so when that happens, I can't, this place here, none of this would have taken place had it not been for my other half, my lady.
Yeah.
Her name is Bella, and so she keeps me grounded, so to speak. And it was really her idea.
Yeah.
Where she says, why don't you focus on something that comes from your heart?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at a franchise. Nothing against franchise, but when you create something new.
Yeah. I was
It's
thinking
better.
about ask your franchise stuff in the next interview, but when you bring it up, so I'm going to ask this question too, because since you bring it up already. So how, or have any plan for your franchise, and what you look forward when it's ready for you to start on the franchise and stuff like that?
So really the question's about scaling. Right now, honestly, all I'm doing is having fun. The intention was to build one unit, and that's currently where we're at. We are quickly expanding based on demand. So our mission is really to inspire the spirit for the common good of food and life to be a better and healthier you. So we created 3 phases. Right now, this new recent move that we just had to is basically phase 2. Just to kind of give you an idea of the demand, phase 2 was not even scheduled until 3 years once we first started, which was November 14 last year. We want to continue to build. We want to continue to learn. We're growing. I don't want to get too eager. Franchise is not even in the radar right now, but we're going to focus on the mission.
Yeah, but it's good that you have that concept, that idea in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, possibility, but again, not anytime soon, not in the radar.
Yeah.
We got to stay true and grounded.
Yeah, so now I have to ask you this question because I know a lot of people know you and they see that you start a business, and me too. I want to see how how your business is growing in the next 6 months, next 3 months, 6 months, a year, and down the road.
Right.
So, can you give us 1 or 2 challenge experience of when you build the store in Titusville? Because this is more suggestion and input for anyone who's seen a video and they're interested to want to open a business, and how the process, and just only give like 2 most challenges you have, and that is, you think is important that people need to know, and it include a permit, paperwork, construction, anything.
Well, there's a sign around here that I normally have and like to kind of communicate our constant thoughts. Imagine if you use obstacles to build character. And so we focus on transparency. We use principles to guide our decisions. Everything that we use is God driven. And so getting back, obstacles appear every single day, small, medium, and large. It is important that when you start a business, you look at those assumptions. You look at those types of challenges, no matter how worse they are. Why? Because the day it comes, and it's going to come, you don't know when it's going to come, at least you have some type of contingency or support plan to take care of those things. I also use what I learned in Department of Defense, which is called a 12 support element process. And basically it's pretty unique, and you use all the elements to help sustain and support what you're actually driving, what you're focusing on, your inventory, customer support, product management, everything else. Integrate everything else. The obstacle comes both from internal, a decision that I made that was not a good one, and I listen to the customer's feedback and say, okay, this didn't work out very well. But then I study it. And so if you don't study your problems, both in life, whether you eat food, great food, and not so healthy food, and you don't feel well, you gotta listen to your body. So that same thought process should be applied to a business as well. External, COVID-19, huge. And so we were asked, are you crazy for opening up a business? So this is where you do a little research, and I don't mean at the moment, build upon that research. That means history has proven that when certain businesses are already established, if they're not well-shaped, monitored, tracked, and prepared, they're gonna suffer the same hit, but they'll stay afloat. They'll be sustainable. And so why is it that certain businesses, small, medium, large, were able to sustain, and others did not? So I studied those drivers. And so I opened up in the middle of a storm. And I wanted to see, let me prove to see if this works. We made it through. Kind of like stocks. You know, those, if you have the stomach for stocks, then you have a little bit more risk. If you don't, but again, bottom line is having a little bit more knowledge. And that's what we want to do. We want to educate the community with our products, but before that, I have to educate myself.
So I don't want to. I want to save all the question after your grand opening.
Okay.
I will come back again to ask you other questions stuff like that. But this is just a pre-open, and I want to know what you have and what you bring to the community and your experience and who you are, so people can come here and support you. So if you have now you're going to have a chance to deliver a message to everybody. Of like give them information where you're at right now, and how can they're looking for you. You have Facebook, Instagram, and things like that. And
okay, sure. Well, again, thanks, Tuan, for the interview. Again, I am no one. I just started from the bottom up. But using that bottom-up experience and learning from everything and asking so many questions to others who know a lot more than I did, I put others first. And I ask each and every one of you, take time to come see us. Even if you're a competitor or not, I think that's healthy competition. Come check us out. We're at Titusville, Florida, and I love this small little town. It's amazing. 5155 South Washington Avenue, off of US 1. All of you tastings. We're currently revamping the website, so stay tuned for that. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of those things. Look for good, positive messages from us. Our products have hidden messages. Focus on that. It is designed to, once again, plant the seed and grow from there. But again, this is one way of giving back to the community. Once you undergo this experience, we hope that you remember something positive, so that way wherever you go, whether it's opening up another business or meeting that stranger that you just met, you remember that message and you create your own personal message to continue to, as we say, pay it forward. So that would be a good way to.
Well, Johnny, you are not no one. You are somebody, all right? So now you are doing something to motivate during the COVID too, because a lot of people are scared for the business.
Right.
So you don't worry about that, and then you're not shy about it. You just go ahead and open the store during the COVID is something already. That's mean it's not you and it's not no one. It's somebody.
Right.
So again. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to interview with you, and I know you're really busy, try to get everything ready, try to get everything done.
Yes.
And I'm here, and I want to support you, and I want the community here, everybody here, come to support you, doing your shop opening and grand opening as well. And just follow all of you Facebook and see what the special that he have and what event that he coming up. And just give you a hidden. He didn't mention it yet, but I know he's going to have some cooking lection, something like that.
Cooking classes, yeah.
Cooking class coming up too. Stay tuned. So follow us on Facebook, Voice of Minority and Immigrant, and we will post the information about all of you if you want to know in the future videos. Thank you, and enjoy your day.